Hello YouTube, and welcome to my brand new channel. I wanted to see if I could start an automotive YouTube channel in 2025 with only £600. So the beginning of that is this car you see behind me right now. This is a Renault Twingo GT, 99 horsepower, which I bought on eBay. It cost me £418. It does come with a few problems. And the recipe seems simple for an automotive channel. You buy a car, cheap, has a problem. It's often funny. You fix the problem, sell the car, buy another one, do it again. And people watch and enjoy it and you make lots of money. So we're going to try and do that with this car. In a minute, I'm going to take you around, show you all the problems. I got the car on eBay. The seller was quite honest with me. He's probably watching this video. He listed as many problems as he could, which is much appreciated. And then there's one or two that weren't listed, which I'll go through as well. So, come on. So there are a few issues that the seller told me about. Thank you. And a couple that they didn't tell me about, or maybe they didn't know about because the car was sat for a while. So the first thing, we'll go through a couple of them, is there is an issue with the central locking system related to the boot. So when you lock the car unlocks again. But if you lock it manually with the key, then it'll stay locked, and the boot doesn't open as a result. So if you see here, look, lock, it's just locked. All right, we just fixed that issue. What else is there? The boot doesn't open. I swear that didn't happen before. Alright, there, I can see the issue here, look. Can you see the spring there? It does look damaged, but it didn't used to open. We might need a new boot latch. But we've just opened the boot. So, because what was suspected from the seller was, do you see how there's aftermarket reverse sensors? Just there. He suspected there was an issue with the electrics. So thank God there isn't. Will it open again? Yes. Fix that too. You know what I mean? That's just the way it is these days. What else is there? Now, the issues that weren't spoken about, but I think it was because the car was sitting. The clutch was exceptionally hard. It basically had very short travel. The clutch was so hard I could tell what shape the pedal was under my foot. This is the level that we're talking about. So that's not good. I've been reading online and it looks like it could be a clutch cable. Never done a clutch cable before, but I might try. Who knows, you know, YouTube. If something goes wrong, it'll be funny. Hopefully I don't lose all the money I put into this car. There's not really anything else. The outside of the car doesn't look brilliant. The condition of the paint looks like it's had a repainted bonnet. But it doesn't look like it's been in any accidents. Full service history. Just looks like an honest car. We'll take it for a drive in a minute and I'll tell you how it drives and how all of that happens. But yeah, there's not really much else to do. The plan is try and get as many issues sorted as possible and then try and take it on a road trip somewhere with the remaining budget. Maybe try and save some money. Maybe you'll make the budget £500 instead of £600. Who knows? You'll know from the title of the video exactly how much I spent. But yeah, let's go for a drive. So initial impressions, getting in the car, it's basic. It's very basic. It basically has every button you need and not a single button that you don't need, which is good. How am I going to get this seatbelt on? The car looks well used. It's 120,000 miles, which isn't low, but not horrible. Now to the issue of the clutch. The clutch feels shallow. Feels like the travels are maybe about only 70% of what it should be. It feels a bit harder than it should be, but only in first gear. So once you're moving, things get better. I've tried to look online. It says that the clutch cable might be the issue. I can't verify that. I don't know if the clutch cable's the issue. We could buy one and change it and then see if it fixes it. But it doesn't seem like the clutch itself is the problem, because once you're rolling, it doesn't slip, it doesn't spin. Even when you're setting off, it'll just set off in a very strange way. It kind of jumps off the line. You'll see that in a minute. We'll try not to stall it. And yeah, let's go do a first drive. The car started. It's a good sign. Now, there's also another issue. that the seller mentioned, that the car does go into limp mode. So what I've done is I've borrowed an OBD2 scanner, and we're going to do a scan. Well, after we go for a drive, we'll try and see if it goes into limp mode. Then we'll come back, try and scan it, and see what happens. So yeah, let's set off now. The car itself feels pretty good. There's not many knocks. The seller said that there was a knock on the front left suspension. I don't agree, to be honest. The car doesn't feel that bad. There is something when you do brake, the steering wheel kind of just knocks to the left slightly, maybe 10-20 degrees. But it's nothing bad. Oh, there is another issue now. I've just noticed that the fog light bulb comes on inside the cabin when you brake. Now, I've also looked online, and it says that this is a ground issue in the taillights, between the taillights. So I had a family member look at the rear of the car, and they said that one of the taillights is brighter than the other, which is also another issue for grounding. So hopefully we can take those out and try and see if there's an issue that we can see. Maybe corrosion, maybe an issue with a plug, maybe a melted wire, something like that. And if we can fix that, then hopefully we can fix the grounding issue, and then this light will go away. Now the issue that we need to, let's close the windows. Now the issue that we need to address now is the limp mode. So let's look at the driving first. Driving wise, the car's very comfortable. Handling is amazing. That guy's flying down that road. Handling's really good for a small car. Steering's tight. You can tell the steering rack is quick on the car, but because the profile of the tyres, it's thicker profile tyres, and obviously skinny tyres, it doesn't feel, you know, like a sports car, but it's a tiny car. It's 418 pounds. Like 418 pounds is the price of a tyre in some cases. Okay, let's not complain. So yeah, initial thoughts. The turbo is very nice. The feeling of the turbo pushing you in the back is brilliant. If you want to understand what that feeling is like, it's basically someone cupping the bottom of your back and just pushing you, and then as the revs go up, the feeling of that pushing gets a little bit stronger. That's the feeling of driving a turbo engine. Now the brilliant thing is it's only 99 horsepower, so you do that without actually breaking any laws, which is amazing. What else is there? The engine is smooth, coolant is fine, oil level's fine, oil colour is fine, and full service history. Like I said, and it had the cam belt and water pump done, which is fantastic because that's a big job. Actually worth more than the car on that job. So yeah, now let's try and do a couple of accelerations, see if we can get this limp mode. Oh, another good thing is I only put 10 pounds of fuel in it since I got it. And that's almost a third of a tank full, which is amazing. Now let's try now. There's a van in front of me. I was hoping to do a little acceleration, get the revs up, because the limp mode light came on about 4,000 RPM before. But if you turn the car off and on, it's fine. So what I'm hoping to do is get the light on, read the code, and then obviously hopefully be able to get it off and continue using the car. But then we're going to go off, order some parts, and see what we can do. Okay, let's do a little U-turn here. Okay, let me know your thoughts in the comments on these kind of cars. I quite like them, to be honest. It's quite a quirky, fun, small car. I'm probably good on insurance. Road tax is a bit expensive, £195 a year. Not ideal, but it is a turbo, it is 100 horsepower. Like most of the cars in the category are 60, 70. And the benefit is it gives you the feeling of going quickly, but you're not actually going that fast. You're not going to hurt yourself, which is actually quite important. Alright, clear bit of road, floor it. There we go. Limp mode on, and then something that looks like a coil light or an electric light. I'll try and show you that once we stop. What the lights that came on the dash mean. It also loses power, so when it goes into limp mode, the car loses power. Basically, it feels like you let off the accelerator, but you didn't. And then when you do accelerate again, it feels like you're driving a naturally aspirated engine, as if the turbo's not working. So it's something related to the boost control, something like that. Hopefully the OBD2 scanner will actually pick up what it is that we need to change, because the biggest problem you'll have with this kind of issue is it can be about 5 different things. If the code that you get from the OBD2 scanner gives you 5 different options on what it could be, then you're in trouble, because then you're going to spend probably £200-300 on parts trying to diagnose what this is. So yeah, let me get this thing parked back up and we will read the code. I'll show you the light, and then we'll see what the plan is. Alright, so just parked back up, and before I put the camera on, I've gone through with the OBD2 reader to see if I can read the error code for the limp mode, and nothing comes up. So what I'm thinking is that it might be a boost leak or something that's just not communicating, because the either that or the limp mode is something that's like a Renault specific error code, which is a problem, because then I need a special diagnostic tool, which I don't have. So I'm going to investigate under the bonnet, see if there is a boost leak or something obvious that I can see. Maybe a boost solenoid. I'm not entirely sure. It'll be tough. Yeah, we're just going to have a look and see what comes up. So come with me and we'll do that now. Okay, so I've just come under the bonnet and there's something very interesting I'm about to show you. So here, if you look at this, this is the boost hose. That's where the turbo is, basically back there. And this is one of the hoses that connects. And you see this? That is completely split. So what I might actually try and do is try and remove this screw, that screw there, the Jubilee clip basically, and try and cut the end of this. I'm going to see what the end of this hose looks like, see if I need to replace it or if I can cut it, because there is some curve in it, so there is some room. So if I can cut this end off, make it completely straight, put it on this pipe again, and then you reuse that Jubilee clip just higher up, I might be able to fix the limp mode issue, because that would be a boost leak, which would explain why there's no error, because at normal RPM it wouldn't show. Do you see what I mean? There's also this, I'm not sure where this goes. It's an interesting one. Yeah, give me a few moments. I'm going to try and take this off. Minor update, just came to cut the end off like this, and the whole pipe came off in the end. So I don't know if that wasn't maybe sealed as well, but I'm going to cut it anyway, get it seated properly so the Jubilee clip is right up like this, right up against the edge, and then see if it works. Maybe that's the issue. Maybe we need to replace the whole pipe. Although, to be honest, it looks like a normal pipe. It doesn't look shaped or anything specific to this car. Not this kind of thing. This is hard pipe, see? And it's got a mounting point and everything, so I don't think it's the same as that. I think it's just a generic pipe, so it might even be a cheap replacement. But yeah, let's just see what happens now when I cut it and stick it back on. See if we can get some boost pressure and get it holding, you know, without limp mode. So if you can see there, that end goes in there, just kind of plugs in, and then this end we kind of need to feed this way like that. But I'll put the Jubilee clip on there first. So here, just got it seated again. Here's how it looks now. As you can see there, it's not squeezing, bulging from any of the sides there. It's seated well in there, the pressure's holding, nothing's moving, which seems all right. We're going to try it out again, take it for a drive, see if it goes into limp mode. If it does, I might just order a new one or see what part is supposed to be there if this is the wrong part. Because I suspect there might be a hard pipe with the fitting for the vacuum line there, for the boost line, sorry. Whatever this line is, the one with the bolt in it. And that's maybe missing, but it's supposed to be a hard line like this one. That might be why this is the issue, because this just isn't holding up. I don't know. We're going to do that, go for a drive again, see what happens. Some people are so brave. Like, I'm on a road, it's my right of way, and the guy's just pulling out. It's probably because I'm a small car. Just, you know, not about the size of the boat. Goodness gracious. X5s, honestly. Like, it's not the car, it's the driver. Always. Okay. Now let's floor it in third. See what happens. Again, limp mode. Now the question is, did the pipe hop off? Or is it just that it's the wrong pipe? I feel like it's the wrong pipe. I need to look at a picture of the engine bay and see what's going on. So let me get back. Alright, so just had a look under the bonnet and the pipe hasn't moved, which is annoying. I've tried to look online for pictures of an engine bay for this car, even in cars for sale, okay, and I cannot find one. Meaning I don't know what this pipe is supposed to look like, which is frustrating. So what I need to do is literally look to see the Renault parts catalogue or from other cars that have this engine and see if there's anything that connects this vacuum line, or maybe is this vacuum line supposed to be there? I don't know. Yeah, I need to figure that out. I'm also going to I've ordered a boot latch mechanism. So that's on the way, hopefully. We're going to take out the tail lights next week. We're going to see what the grounding issue is. Hopefully there's no melted wires or anything like that. And the clutch is kind of annoying. It's sometimes hard and kind of shallow, and sometimes it's okay, but when it bites and everything, it's all right. So when I put it, when it's in gear, it doesn't slip. It doesn't, I don't know. We're going to have to figure that out once we remove the limp mode. And the final thing is, the tyre. The front left tyre. You know how it knocks a little bit when you brake? I think that's a tyre pressure issue. Because once you're braking, like once your foot is on the pedal, you've changed, the momentum. The car's kind of started braking. The car brakes completely straight. And when it's accelerating, it accelerates completely straight. So I can't figure out, and there's no sounds or vibrations or, suspension knocks or anything. So I think it might just be as simple as tyre pressure. And that's it. So thank you for watching this far. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Goodness gracious, the first video. It's the first, you don't need to be that evil. Please like, share, comment, leave your comments down below to let me know if you've dealt with any of these issues. If you have any tips and tricks, we're just starting out. We need them, okay? And I'll tell you what to expect on this channel. So what I want to do is try and buy cheap cars like this. Maybe fix them. Maybe do budget challenges. Maybe do budget road trips, budget adventures. Go into Europe. Go on holidays. It's all car things. Stuff you're going to like. Okay? And then after we do all those things, we'll come back. Maybe try and sell cars for profit. Maybe try and do track cars. We'll try and do project cars. And yeah, join me along the way. The next target for subscribers now is 500,000. We're sitting at 14 subscribers as of today. So, yeah, help me reach my goal. And I'll see you next week.